Welcome to this video about LeadsGO and the initial setup and configuration you need to do when you have created a new account. My name is Hans-Petter Ramstad and I'm the founder of LeadsGO. So here you see the startup screen after having signed into the solution and selected the account if you have several, and there you are presented with the to-do list. Having created the account, which covers the first two steps of this to-do list, is that you have created an account with a given name and you have created an administrative user for that account. With that, you also created an initial default bucket. We can look at it, but just generally speaking, if you click on any of these steps, you get some more information about the step itself, and for some of them also some links to more detailed information and how to actually execute it. So for all these steps there are more explanations as to what that step entails. Below this you have the getting started video and then a link to the to-do video, which is this video itself. And you can turn the show dialog off so that it doesn't show anymore. And you can turn that on again if you open the left menu and go down to account home. You open the account configuration page, open advanced setting and show to do at startup and press save. So if you then go back to the home page again, then this to-do list is showing up again. So let's go back to step number 2. We can look at the bucket that was created when creating an account. So here I think there is no shortcut links to that. So we just basically go to the left here and then go to leads flow. And in the leads flow you get an overview of all the buckets that has been created for this account. And in this case there are 3 different buckets: main, recruitment and temp. And since LeadsGO can be used for both sales leads and recruitment leads, you can have a type sales bucket here, and then you have 2 recruitment buckets. When you select one of these buckets, the information is displayed below, and here the name you can edit. You can also select the bucket type, and as I just mentioned, there are 2 types, sales and recruitment leads. The bucket actions can be selected, so here you select which kind of actions that you want the lead to take when placed in this bucket. For example, there is no action defined, it just shows up on the leads board, or you can accept it directly, you can start qualification, start closing, or you can send it directly to another bucket if you want to do that. And in the next one you enter the email of the user that should be the recipient of the bucket of the leads that are put in this bucket. Similar things for the temp and recruitment bucket, but there are some different actions that can be taken on the recruitment buckets compared to a sales bucket. So that's basically a leads flow and the buckets on the to-do list. So when that is done, you basically start inviting users. So we can go to the menu, or we can use the shortcuts given here in the explanation text. So I can show you the 2 or 3 ways of creating users. You can start by going to the user administration page. And on the demo account I have now, there are a number of users already, but here you can add a user. So we enter the name, the email of the user, and the mobile. That's optional, I think. The role on the solution itself. If it's a standard collector, then just choose the user default. If it's somebody that's going to work on these pages that we are on now, so in the back office with the leads flow, act like the CRM, start processing the leads, etc. You see office clearing or account admin. If you have a support function user, that just needs basically access to user administration and buckets, you can select that. And type of user, if it's an internal user, which is not an employee, or an external, and or an employee. So you can just use that and just press save, and then that user is created, and there an invitation email sent out if you choose to send that. So a dialog pops up. Do you want to send an email to the user? And then you can say yes or no. So that's one way of creating users. Another way of creating users is to use import functionality, where you can select a CSV file of all your users and then separate or select the separator. You configure which fields in the comma separated file you want to read. You need to use the name, email, and potentially also mobile. And then you import it, and that automatically generates new users on the system. The last way of getting users in is to use invite functionality here. So just then decide which if it's the user that should have access to the account or just the buckets. Name, email, role, type of invited person if it's an employee or not, and a message if you want to add a message to that invite. We can also set up an integration to your HR system in order to automatically create users based on the entries in your HR system. So that's create users, and when done, you tick off that activity. Change or add buckets, we have done that. We looked at that information. Add information to the account. Here you can do different things. You can change the name, you can do some configuration on the account, etc. And this is an optional step, and in most cases you can leave the account as is. Then the sixth step is about setting up rewards. So that's under the account configuration and rewards, and the point of rewards is to establish and strengthen the culture of leads collection using LeadsGO. In LeadsGO system, there is a number of possibilities to add bonus points when the leads is passing certain stages. And usually, or the most used one is, of course, you get points when a lead is created and assigned to a bucket, so to encourage creation of leads. And you can also add points to if the lead was qualified and you start sales on it, which is another level. And you can get points when you convert that lead to a successful sales. And there are several other options also. So that's something that you configure in the system itself. You can also add handling rules for leads, which also is an optional step. And this is basically linked to the leads flow through the buckets, which we just looked at. But you can also add handling rules, linking it up to the CRM system, and that can be per bucket. So for each bucket you can set up handling rules saying that, okay, for this bucket it's going to this CRM system, for this bucket it's going to the HR system because it's a recruitment lead, etc. So that's handling rules. And then links to video, and turning this to do when it's done, you just set all this, and then you can stop showing this dialog by ticking this off. So just a quick recap. Create account, done at the start. It will also create a default account. Then you start creating users or inviting the users either directly or through invites or import, or you can also integrate with the HR system, which is a process. The last part or the last option, integrating with the HR system, you need to contact LeadsGO to set up that integration. Change or add buckets in order to set up the leads flow, how the leads are flowing in the system. And if you want to have a bucket for different products or different regions, that's up to you. Information on the account, set up the reward system, the bonus points, etc. And add handling rules, for example, to trigger an integration with a CRM system, for example. So that's basically the different things you have to do, the first 3 steps, and the options of doing the last 4 steps. So thanks for listening and looking at this video, and good luck with LeadsGo. Thank you.